Huber in the morning.
410-584-1007. We want to hear from you. Call or text the program, 410-584-1007. It's no secret that older generations tend to use their phone differently than younger generations. I come from the generation that did not have phones, then did. Any generation after mine was born with these devices. So I do have a frame of reference to pre-cell phone days. Going to the airport and just hoping you find the person you're there to pick up. Like, can you even imagine that?
That's insanity.
Yeah, you just had to know when their flight landed and then go there and go to the board and see if it came in and then try to find them.
That feels like a murder waiting to happen.
So many things have gotten better because of these devices, but because there's a generation of us who did not have them in the past, we use them differently, we think about them differently, including calling people. Now, it is said that the younger generation can't stand being called. Then call me Mr. Youngin, because I adopted that one quickly.
Yeah.
Now that you can communicate via text message and I can answer your question at my leisure once I have the answer for you, I'd much prefer to communicate that way than for you to call me and go, hey, do you have that thing? And I'm in the middle of 6 other things, and I don't know what you're even talking about yet or whatever, but I can read the text, get to it, get back to you at my convenience and with the right answer for you in a timely manner. Now, there are some flaws in this, including if I'm in the middle of something when I read your text, sometimes it doesn't stick. I don't remember it coming in there. And then it can be a day later when I go to send you a text for something and I see one there and I go, oh, I remember when they asked me that. Totally forgot about that one. So there's a flaw there. I get that.
Yeah.
Sending long text messages. Does that bother you? That's on the list here.
No, this doesn't bother me at all. Probably because I don't shut up myself. So I'm okay with the long text message exchange. How about you?
It doesn't bother me. I guess it depends on the content. Like, if it's about a grocery list or things we have to do today or whatever, yeah, fine. But if it's, like, work-related, then it could be an email.
Right. That's true.
And sometimes I'm like, send me the long email and then the short text saying, hey, I just sent you an email.
Yeah.
Check
like
that
a heads
out.
Up.
Yeah. Not locking the phone screen. I mean, that's on me. I'm going to end up with a bunch of selfies on my phone of you or whatever. I don't know.
I love this. I love going to an Orioles game or a Ravens game and seeing the old person in front of me and their whole text message exchange. So I can just read right over their shoulder because the text is like bold. Now,
this one I have been guilty of, and I am mad at myself when it happens. So I understand if the younger generation would be mad at me. Turning on that flashlight and leaving it on.
Oh, my God. That's just screaming I'm old right there.
There's nothing like walking by somebody who's got the little light gleaming through their pocket.
Yeah. Walking through the grocery store. What is that?
Now, all of this, for me, boils down to a few things. And I want to bounce this off of you, Alex, and I want to bounce this off of you at 410-584-1007. I believe there is a hierarchy of communication.
Yeah.
I believe that if you really want to get a hold of me, you have to call me or text me.
Right.
I believe the next peg down is probably email. But if you come to me 3 days later and go, hey, how come you never got back to me? And I go, I don't know what you're talking about. And you say, I sent you a message via Facebook or Instagram or something like that. I don't know that you can count on me seeing that and writing back to that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a level of urgency on depending what the situation is. And definitely call or text has to be number one.
I think so, too. 410-584-1007. There's a bunch of these coming in. Jessica from Severna Park, Tracy in Sparrows Point, Alex from Pasadena, Chad from Kent Island. We're going to read your text, figure out how you guys feel about this, and come back after Green Day. 410-584-1007. We're talking the hierarchy of communication. We're talking phone pet peeves. 410-584-1007. We're talking generation gap, especially when it comes to phones. 410-584-1007. That's the phone number to call or text the program. And boy, do we have a bunch coming in. We were talking about things that older generations do with their phone that drive younger generations crazy. And it got me to thinking about the hierarchy of communications. And for me, call is still number one. And there's a list of like 5 to 10 people that if they call me, I'll answer it right away. The rest of you better text me first and let me know what you need.
Yeah.
Or if you call me, don't leave a voicemail. Just text me, hey, I gave you a call about blank. Hit me back when you can.
That's a great point.
So much better than the whole cumbersome voicemail thing. It's better for you. It's better for me. It's better for the American people.
And just no one really has time to go back and listen to that just to have the same conversation.
Rambling mess.
Yeah.
Jessica from Severna Park, 410-584-1007. I'm 37 and I use bold text.
What?
It is the best. Now, you brought up the point that if you're using bold text and you're anywhere in public where somebody's behind you, just know they're reading what you're writing.
Oh, yeah. I'm the most nosy person. I will read your entire conversation.
Gio from Bel Air, checking into 410-584-1007. My problem with texts are that I got so many that I forget to get back to the text. And I fall victim of that all the time.
Yeah.
Especially, I need to learn to just not check it when I can't write back to it. Or can you do mark as read like you can an email or mark as unread?
No, but that's a genius
That would be a good idea, right? Or flag it somehow or whatever. You can do that in email, and I do that a lot. If I read an email and I'm like, I don't have time to deal with this, I'll just put it back to unread.
I do that too.
Knowing that I'll get back to it later. Tracy from Sparrows Point brings up a very good point, and I was talking to Mini Horse off the air about just how unfathomable it is these days to think about going to the airport. You know your family's coming back from Florida. Their flight's supposed to land at 8:30, so you drive to the airport and you get there at 8:30 and you hope that they've landed, and you go to the little board and it goes, oh, their flight was late or it was delayed or they're already here. It's crazy.
I can't even imagine that. Like, I can't even picture that happening.
Now, when you land on a plane, you can just look. Everybody's face down on their phone telling whomever they're supposed to meet at their new destination that they've landed safely and I'll see you shortly or come pick me up now or whatever. It's crazy.
Gone are the days with the big signs that say, Huber,
That's right.
I'm here. I'm for you.
Now, Debbie from Eldersburg, I love her. I love Miss Debbie very much, but I'd murder her if she did this to me. I send those recorded voice messages instead of text, especially if it's long. Then they get to hear the inflections of my awesome sarcasm.
Yeah.
They'll never take those messages out of context. Now, that's a very good point because sarcasm sometimes does not translate in text messages. Sometimes friendliness is perceived as sarcasm.
Oh, yeah.
And you said you even take punctuation
Oh, my
as
God.
sarcasm. You said to me, and I quote, if you put a period at the end of every sentence, I'll take it like you're mad. And I said, that's just how you write.
I swear, people like in my generation or Gen Z, whatever, if you end the whole conversation with a period, like, thank you. That's how I take that as, oh, thanks. All right, don't want to talk to you anymore. Bye. Period.
So wild to me.
It's crazy, yeah.
Like if you see that in a book or a newspaper, do you think the
No.
same thing? Or an email? No. Why would a text, would it be, a period be so crazy?
Same with the thumbs up. If you just get a thumbs up emoji, it's like, all right, stop talking to me.
So funny.
Cool.
Thumbs up to me is I acknowledge what you said. I've taken it in. I don't have time to reply right now, but I'm not trying to leave you hanging. That's how I do that.
And
anyway.
like that generation gap, you have to keep that in mind.
Right. It's so funny. Alex from Pasadena, I think I'm right here with you as far as the hierarchy of communication. 1, call. 2, text. 3, email. 4, social media message. And 5, fax. Now, fax is still in play sometimes with especially medical things, or like you have to get vaccination records or this or that. A lot of times doctors or whatever, they don't like email or text, something about HIPAA rules, but for whatever reason, fax is a thumbs up.
And that's just when you like print something from your printer and it shows up in theirs in another area.
Scan it and shoot it over there.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
We do have a new texter to the program, 5619. This is great. Too many group texts and the older generation responding in the wrong group text.
Group text can get you in trouble.
Big trouble.
Because for me, the group text comes up on my phone as the first person in the group text. And a lot of times, like, it's, me and my wife. Then there's me and my wife and, like, my sister and brother-in-law. And then me and my wife and my mom or whatever. But if it's near the top, I just assume that's the her and I. And sometimes I've been like, sometimes it's as innocent as, hey, did you get the milk? And then my sister-in-law will be like, I didn't get any milk, but you're probably responding to the wrong text. I'm like, oh, yeah. But sometimes it can be worse.
Oh, yeah. You better hope that you're not having your little side conversation about the group chat in the wrong chat.
And I'll ask you this, 410-584-1007. 410-584-1007. And you, Mini Horse, is a communication in the group text. Do you assume I got it as if you would if you sent it just to me? Like, we're in a couple of group texts together. And if you come into me on Monday and go, hey, did you get that message over the weekend? I'll be like, no. Well, I put it in the group text. Well, if there were 50 more texts after it, good chance I missed it.
Yeah, if the chat pops off and there's a ton, I absolutely do not think you'll see it.
You have to, I think, give the person the benefit of the doubt. If you need an answer to that, then you got to take it out.
Right.
The other thing I don't like about the group text, and tell me if I'm wrong, 410-584-1007, if there's like 6 people in the group text and 2 people are like discussing plans they're making, you got to take that out of there.
Yeah.
The 4 of us who aren't going don't care. We can't go. We want to be with you, but we can't. So I don't want to hear where you're meeting or what time you're going to order this or that or whatever. I don't need to know all those details. I can't be there.
That's like so rude to me. That's like text etiquette. If I'm not invited, don't talk about it in front of me.
That's right. Kelly from Falston bringing up a point that I have long lamented. The Android user in the Apple group text.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's like, blah, 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 liked your message instead of just the thumbs up. You can't change the name of the group. You can't add somebody to the group. It does make it a mess. Now, I'm sure all Android people feel the same way when an Apple person is involved. I don't know if it's the same, but I imagine it is.
And that brings back the hierarchy where to avoid that, people will use like different apps, or maybe they will use Facebook Messenger so we're all on the same page.
And I suppose if you've made a collective decision amongst your group of friends, then sure. Like if you all decide to use WhatsApp or whatever, a messenger, Facebook Messenger or whatever, then that's fine. But it's got to be predetermined. You can't just send me a Facebook message and think that I got it.
Right.
This we could do for hours. 410-584-1007 is blowing up. We're going to play Petty. We're going to read some of these texts and wrap this on up after this. It's Huber in the Morning. 410-584-1007 is the number to text the program or call, depending on what you're into. End Up found a great story, and it's got us thinking about college courses. Now, Mini Horse, you're the closest one to have just been in college not too terribly long ago.
Yes.
What do you think about this? The world's first Grand Theft Auto college history class is going to launch in 2026. Students at the University of Tennessee will soon be able to study American history through the lens of Rockstar Games' iconic open world series. Starting January 20th, 2026, the university is going to host the world's first Grand Theft Auto college history class. The course is titled Grand Theft America, U.S. History since 1980 through the GTA video games. Students will not be required to buy or play the games, but class sessions will include gameplay footage and screenshots. They say their goal is to use the series' fictionalized America as a way to engage with contemporary history in new ways. Now, that doesn't appeal to me very much, but I did take some maybe left of center classes back when I was in Old Towson University.
Like what?
I took history of rock and roll.
That's cool. Which
at the time, to some people may have seemed frivolous. In the industry in which I ended up, it was definitely not. I'll tell you, it wasn't easy, though. We had somebody text in 410-584-100.7 and say the same thing. I can't remember who it was, but they were like, it was actually a difficult class, and it was a little bit difficult for me, too. I mean, I think because of the nature of it being so like, oh, yeah, man, I want to take the history of rock and roll. I think in those classes, they almost push you a little bit harder because it's like, don't sign up for this just because you think it's going to be a joke.
Right.
And I wonder if this GTA history class is going to be the same thing.
I mean, it seems really cool if you're interested in like that kind of realm.
Yeah.
Or if you're like interested in video games or video game development. But that's not going to be an easy class.
No.
Just from reading this.
Now, it did get us thinking about if you could teach a class, 410-584-1007, what would it be? What are you interested in enough that you feel like you could teach a college course on and it would actually be valuable for the students that took it? 410-584-1007. We want to hear from you. We have some ideas here for Mr. Campbell, who is enjoying a much-needed day off today. How about the biology of the belly button?
That's disgusting.
I could take a deeper dive into the belly button, pun intended.
See, I don't want to. I saw a weird video over the weekend that said, like, you can do things from your belly button body functions. I'm, like, freaked out by it. So, no way.
It was suggested for you. How about you teach a retrospective of chocolate milk?
Oh, I could totally do that.
You speak very passionately on the subject of chocolate milk. And if you were teaching a class and you had done a ton of research on chocolate milk, I could hear from you. I don't know that it's got a whole semester's worth of value, but I could see it being like a
mini-mester.
Yeah, or maybe like a night class of once a week.
Oh, it'd be a fun night class. Chocolate milk and cookies, baby.
I was going to say, would you serve it during the class?
Oh, there would have to be taste test. You got to see the different notes of chocolate, you see.
410-584-1007. We want to hear from you. What would your college class be if you had to teach one and your expertise? Of course, left of center or right of center of what is already available. We're not looking like I'm a mathematician, so I'm going to teach math. You don't have to take math. I'm talking something weird. It was suggested that I teach brisket 101.
Oh, you would be so good at that.
I don't know about brisket. I mean, barbecue in general.
I mean, barbecuing is an art, and you've nailed it to a T.
That would be fun for me. I think it would be fun for the class. You'd have to make that a night class because you couldn't do that in a 50-minute 3-day a week. You'd need the 3-hour once a week. And even at that, I'd have to start at 10 hours before class to get to the finished product there on time. But we want to hear from you. 410-584-1007. What made-up classes do you wish existed when you were in school? Which would you be able to teach? We want to hear from you. We were talking earlier about a college class going down at the University of Tennessee. It's the world's first Grand Theft Auto college history class, and it got us thinking, what classes would we want to take? What classes could we teach if we were making up our own college classes? Kathy from Severn suggests common sense, and that should be a mandatory one. I don't know who the teacher would be, but it's necessary. Scruffed up. How to be a nerd 101. And when I was a kid, being a nerd was a diss, if you will. But now I think it's cool to be a nerd. Nerds kind of rule the world as far as technology is concerned.
Oh, yeah.
Dave from Hamden's got a good one here. 410-584-1007. History of cartoons as they reflect the era in which they came out. I could teach it. And I think back on, growing up, even going all the way back to the Looney Tunes era in the during the World Wars and stuff like that. They always reflected the time. There's some propaganda going on in a lot of those things and a lot of perpetuation of stereotypes and stuff that can't even really show those in some cases. And then you think forward to things like Ren and Stimpy or South Park, The Simpsons, so on and so forth, even Family Guy. Some of those really do reflect the eras in which they came out. Lori from Eldersburg, the art of crochet. I remember during the pandemic, a lot of people picked crocheting back up.
Yeah.
And it became a big deal again. Do you think the people that got into it circa 2020 are still rocking it here in 2025?
I mean, I know that Mr. Matt Davis, his wife does that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she makes quilts and stuff, which is really cool.
Can you picture those two sitting on a couch, him picking locks and her making crochet? Debbie from Eldersburg, I could teach microwave meals.
Yeah, she could. That chicken was amazing. I'm not going to lie.
I couldn't believe it was that good.
I know.
Huber in the morning.